How you going, YouTube fam? I thought I'd drop in today, since we're all stuck on the couch together doing self-improvement from home, and answer your questions directly. Now I'm going to do this video today answering your questions that I've got here. The rest of these videos I'm actually going to do in the community section. So you'll be able to find a link to that in the description of this video. So if you head into the community section, you'll be able to get your question answered one-on-one. Leave it in the comments below this video. And let's get to your questions today. Thanks for sending them in. The first is from Amber. Amber, we're all doing all sorts of different topics today, so this is going to be good fun. Amber says, thanks, Mark. I completely love the advice and it's been so helpful. I'm trying to understand what to do as far as removing your light in terms of Instagram. Should you still allow them to see your stories and posts? Now, this was on a how to handle your breakup video. And when I talk about removing your light, what I find is that a lot of women, they underestimate the energy, the essence, the value that they bring to a man's life. There are gifts that you bring to a man's life, and don't underestimate these, that men adore, that men want to have in their lives, right? Sure, we can live with just the blokes around, but there's a certain essence, a certain light that a woman brings to a man's life that he's never going to get from his buddy Steve. So when I talk about breakups, it's about removing that light, not because you're being malicious, but because you are respecting yourself and the value you have to offer, and you wouldn't want to be with someone who doesn't choose you. So you remove your light and give it to people who are accepting of it and choosing it and wanting it. For your own protection, sure, it can be a great idea to block, or if they're harassing you, it can be a great idea to block. But personally, I've never found the need to block an ex on Instagram. I think it's nice to see them succeed in the future. I think it's nice to see them doing really well. And an ex is part of your path. So it's someone you can be very grateful for. And my ex is one of my best friends, and I'm super, super grateful for that relationship. So no, Amber, there's no need to block a guy. Let him see what you're up to. Let him see what you're doing. Shine that light in your life. And if he wants more of it, he can reach out to you. Next question is from Zumba. Zumba asks, exactly what I needed to hear right now. Once you've put it out to the guy that you'd like to be exclusive in dating him, and he pulls back, is there still a way to make it work? Yeah, there definitely is, Zumba, and I've had a client go through this recently. But you know, sometimes guys, they get on that edge when they really like you, but they're a bit scared of commitment, and they kind of get in that middle zone, and you say, hey, I want commitment, and they're like, oh, I like her, but I don't know if there's enough. Sometimes you need that final, hey, you're gonna lose me. I'm gonna go walk away now because I respect myself. And after a week, a couple of weeks, they finally say, you know what, I made a giant mistake, I wanna commit. So guys definitely do that. I see that all the time. As soon as you put a hard boundary in place, a week later, maybe a month later at most, they wake up, see your value, and suddenly want to commit. But there are definitely guys that will hold back early on, and you might have to show that there are actions behind your words before that happens. Next question is from a dude. 𝐃𝐨𝐽𝐧𝐷𝐿 says, what should someone do if controlling behaviours apply to a female partner and you're employed by their father without another work opportunity? You know, work is one of those places where unfortunately, sometimes in the short term, you have to tolerate boundary lapses where someone can step over your boundaries, and you can always push back, but you just have to decide if it's worth getting fired for. So my best advice, bro, would be find another place of work ASAP. And if you don't have a supplementary income or a backup income, you're gonna have to tolerate this until you do. Get out of there, bro. Get out of there. Buaberry Life says, I was blocked by a guy with whom I've been talking for 4 months online. Men these days. As of now, I'm still missing and thinking of him. Should I try to contact him and ask him for the reason why he left me without my sign? Because I want to know why he left me like that. Try to move on, but I'm still missing him. Look, Buaberry, in the end, you've got to choose men that choose you. Right, you've got this vision of this guy up on this pedestal. We would have had this great life. He was the perfect guy for me. Actually, it would have been shit. I'm not saying that to try to douse your fantasies or anything. I'm saying if you're with anyone who hasn't chosen you, the fantasy, like what you think and what you are missing, it's smoke and mirrors. None of it's real. When you're actually with a good, solid guy who's there for you, who's emotionally available, that's the guy that can make a great relationship with you. Not this guy. You know, as it stands, should you ask him? I'd probably not, because he's blocked you, but even if you could, you'll probably get a bullshit cop-out answer. So I mean, you can try, and occasionally you might get some legitimate feedback, especially if it has been a decent amount of time. But a lot of the time you'll just get a guy who doesn't want to hurt your feelings and won't tell you the truth, and it just tells you rubbish. My advice, invest in men who actually want to give you their attention, who give you the respect and value you deserve, who value your impression in their life, and leave guys who block you behind. They ain't worth it. This dude ain't worth it. Georgina, thanks for the question. These are great. Georgina says, what about if you express to your boyfriend that you'd like more affection and it'd make you feel more loved, but he says affection isn't his thing and doesn't come naturally to him? What should I do? So Georgina, everyone has different love languages, and it'd be good to chat to your boyfriend about what does he mean affection isn't his thing? Like any kind of affection? Because that's not sounding super healthy if that's the case. But maybe he's does lots of acts of service for you, and maybe he's very complimentary, but he's not a touchy person, right? There's some people who just struggle with certain types of affection. So if that's the case, you've got to sit down with him. And that's the only way to do this. You've got to say, hey, how do we make this work together? Is there a compromise where we can speak each other's love language a bit more? Are you willing to work with me? Are you not? A dude who doesn't show you affection, I'll tell you what, if you get a parent who doesn't show you affection, you're going to have someone growing up who's not very comfortable with love, and they're not going to have a lot of healthy relationships going. So if you've got a dude who isn't comfortable with giving you affection, when that's a value for you, I mean, you can choose to live with it, but I wouldn't recommend it. To be honest with you, I've seen too many people get messed up by making that choice. So I think you've got to sit down with him, have a really serious conversation, and then think to yourself, is this something I'm happy to live with? Or is he willing to work with me on creating change here and meet him in the middle somehow? Good luck with it, Georgina. I really hope that works for you. Ms. Dynasty says, hey Mark, one particular guy is interested, but he keeps using the word patience, saying it will take time for us to go on the date. The P word I prefer him to use should be plan. Patience just seems like some event that is never going to come. I've known him for a year and he only brought up taking me out once in a little rinky-dink. Yes, I could go on dates with other people, but if it were him, it would mean a lot more to me. Any suggestions? He really doesn't like the idea of me inviting him to partake in my interest. Ms. Dynasty, what are you doing here? All right, you deserve more than this. This guy has invited you out once in a year. I'm sorry, girl, you're amazing. This guy's not that into you. Not enough. He's not going to do shit for you. He's not going to lift a finger. And again, the fantasy that you think he's going to be, smoke and mirrors. There is nothing there with this guy. Invest your attention in the men who deserve it. Maybe, just maybe, when you start doing that and really valuing yourself, he will see your value. But I wouldn't be doing it for that reason, and I wouldn't count on it. Understand that this is a fantasy. You're trying to buy into this fantasy and feel a certain feeling. Don't do it. Wean yourself off it and go to guys who can provide you with what you deserve right now. Maureen says, I need some advice. My husband likes women who are actresses and who are tall and slim, but I'm short and curvy. He says he likes my body, but I don't see how he can like both. Please help. Maureen, he's chosen you. Now, I don't know the context of the situation. I don't know if he's comparing you to others, but it's very possible for a man to be attracted to all sorts of different things. And in fact, most men and women are. We find different things attractive all the time. You're thinking very superficially here. Relationships are so much deeper than this, and I really hope your marriage is. It's nothing to do with what's on the surface. Right? It's nothing to do with any of that. What's to do is that deep connection that you and him have. That's what's going to keep you together. None of that surface stuff matters in the end. Right? You can certainly find attraction for people outside the relationship. And a lot of monogamous people, for some reason, think that's abnormal. It's not. Of course it's normal. My partner's going to be attracted to other men, right? But what she sees on the surface has nothing to do with what she's fallen for in me. So remember, your husband has chosen you. And I would very much hope that if he was the type of man who for some reason didn't want to be with you, he would just tell you. Otherwise, he's chosen you for a reason. He's with you. And until he says otherwise, he's your man. Next question is from Stacy. Stacy says, what if you have a man that will not provide? Stacy, you've given me zero context to work with here. So all I can say is you've got to decide if that's a problem you're willing to live with. And if not, you've got to have a chat to him about it. Nothing more to work with than that. Tally says, I messed this one up. This is on the Get Him to Ask You Out video. She said, I didn't see it coming. He said, what are you doing on weekends? I replied, no plans. He said, no, I'll take you out. And I just smiled. He did not proceed. Is there a way to fix this? What should I have said to that? You should have said, that sounds lovely. When would you like to go? As it stands, send him a text that says, hey, if you're still up for that, coffee, whatever he suggested, I'd love to hang out. Maybe you can't with the VIRUS, but if you like to chat, I'd still love to chat with you. Whatever, give him a clear green light. Perfect. Poonam says, Mark, could you tell me if my ex asks after no contact if I am dating someone or get a new partner, what should I reply? Poonam, you shouldn't. It's none of his business. You can tell him that. Iris says, please, I need help. Been dating this guy for 3 months. 2 weeks ago, he said he loved me. Okay, that's quick. We speak every day. I'm over at his house almost every day. Kisses me in public and in uniform. He's a cop. He asks how my son is doing. Cool. He wants to spend time with us. Yet when I asked him, are we together, his reply is maybe. What the fuck does that mean? His Facebook status is still single. This is exactly what I'd be saying to him, right? He says, oh, maybe. Like, bro, what the fuck does that mean? Your Facebook status still says you're single. If you say that to him, right, that's gonna show that you're a lot more serious about this. Right now, it sounds like he's enjoying the benefits of having you and the affection without actually getting the little bit of pain and the little bit of fear that comes with commitment. So if I was you and if this is important to you, don't let him off the hook. Say, look, if you're gonna hold my hand in public, if you're gonna, stop other guys coming to meet me, and if you wanna build all this emotional connection, you can commit, bro. Good luck, Iris. Sherry says, what if he's fallen deeply in love with you and knows you are the one woman for him, but he's complacent and lazy in the relationship? How do you get him to be proactive and less routine in intimacy? I've tried open discussions, I've tried reading relationship books together, I've tried making plans, none of it's worked. What a man says, Sherry, and what a man does are two very different things. This guy can tell you you're his soulmate until the end of time. But if he doesn't do shit to prove it, if his actions don't follow, it don't matter, girl, right? Everything you're doing is stuff with him. The key to making this work is to do stuff without him, right? Focus your energy on other things. Focus your energy on other plans, other hobbies, whatever it is you're doing. If you're stuck at home, focus it on audiobooks or I'm gonna have stuff in another video. All these different things you can be doing that aren't centered around him. If he's lazy and complacent, he should be feeling like if he continues this behavior, I'm going to lose her. Once you give him that feeling, you will see if he stops being lazy and complacent for you. Shreyosa Bala says, is it okay to expose a cheating married man? Ooh, it's getting spicy. By telling his wife when you don't know her. Look, Shreyosa, your moral decisions are up to you. But I'm just going to say, if I was a dude and I was married and my wife was cheating on me, I would want to know. Danielle says, I met this guy at the start of last month and we've been in a relationship for a few weeks now. What bothers me is that he takes his phone to the bathroom with him anytime he's with me and then gets angry when I ask him why. He says he's still friends with an ex. She messaged him just the other day to sort something out with him about his cat back in Turkey, which is a little odd, I think. He said she has a boyfriend, but my gut feeling still thinks he has feelings for her. He does sometimes mention her name and it annoys me. Should I be worried or is it probably nothing to worry about? Look, Danielle, I'll refer you to my intuition or insecurity video, which will give you some more clues about deciphering this situation. In my opinion, the behavior you've described sounds fucking fishy. Ladies, if you're watching this, this is the stuff you want to be picking up on. These weird things that happen, these are the emotional inconsistencies that demonstrate a man is not willing to go deeper with you, right? He's taken his phone to the bathroom. She's tried to confront him about it. He just, I think, gaslights and asks why. So he acts defensive and he's got this weird relationship with his ex, which is fine, but he's totally not open about it. All right, trust your instincts, Danielle, okay? And you watching, these are the situations you got to become a mentalist at. You got to be a man reader, right? If you'd want to join my program and work with me, you can apply free in the description below. These are the situations where you've got to be, okay, what's the inconsistency? Why is that happening? Like, really understand these, because by doing so, you'll call men out and you'll get the truth one way or the other. MCA says, so are you saying that compatibility is more important than chemistry? Now, for a bit of context, this comment was left on the video where I talk about my own relationship. And I'll put the link to that in the description, where compatibility did become a bigger issue than chemistry. And the answer is, look, both are important. But in the Western world, compatibility is the one we tend to forget. We go with chemistry and then we realize later on, oh shit, there's no compatibility and we can't correct the incompatibilities. Places where compatibility would be more important and chemistry gets forgotten would be countries where arranged marriage is forced and you have to figure out the chemistry. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So both are important, as are relationship skills, which I talked in a video with Ben Ritter about as well, which I can put a link to in the description. Alina says, what if a guy leaves saying bad words or judging or trying to control you? You lose your value. Should a girl ignore that attitude and keep being good, creating good emotions for a guy, or take a step away, show disagreement with this treatment when he comes back texting? Look, Alina, I don't know if you're new to this channel, but if you're watching and you're not new to this channel, can you guess what my answer is going to be right now? Alina, walk the f away. Value yourself. Gina says, I offer my boyfriend space all the time. Okay, and he doesn't take it. He's always pissed. Won't tell me about his day. Doesn't want to hear about mine. Don't want to talk about throughout the day because we work together and he thinks I'm constantly trying to argue with him when I'm not. I'm losing my mind, and if this doesn't work, I'm done with it all. Sick of life and love. Anyways, what the hell is wrong with him? My God, I was exhausted just reading the comment and trying to figure out all the stuff that's going on here. Gina, this does not sound very healthy. It sounds like you guys are triggering each other, and it sounds like there needs to be some big, tough, difficult conversations had between the two of you. I can't tell from this. This is only one side of the story. I can't tell what he's perceiving in his side, but it certainly doesn't sound like either of you are happy. So I'd be having some serious conversations and deciding seriously if you do want this to continue. And the final question is from Amanda. Oh, I've watched a lot of your videos, but your jab at my president just made me unsubscribe. I'm proud of the President of the United States, as are millions of Americans. You'll lose more subscribers doing that. Take care. Oh dear. Well, Amanda, the President is an interesting character. I will definitely compliment him on this. He has been more entertaining over recent weeks than most episodes of The Simpsons, including the one he's been on. That's a compliment to anyone. That's way more entertaining than me. I'm sorry to lose you on the channel, Amanda, but seriously, I guess that's what democracy is here for, isn't it? To all appreciate each other's opinions. So I love you regardless. And that is the Q&A for today. If you want to ask your question, put in the comments. I'm going to answer it in the community section. If you want to get a copy of my book, that is in the description as well. And if you want a free download, description, you know where to go. Give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button with the little bell, and I'll see you in the next video real soon.